It's no secret that the dating world can be tough for men. But what about those men who, despite their best efforts, just can't seem to get anywhere with women? For many of them, the answer lies in their personality type. Most men are clueless when it comes to understanding women. They try too hard, or they just give up and ignore them altogether. To be honest, the majority of men would have better luck if they just gave up and stopped trying altogether, but for some men, that's not an option. Sigma males are a rare breed of men who have learned how to navigate the dating world without all the drama and BS that comes with it. They are the ones who always seem to have their pick of the litter, no matter what they look like or how much money they make. And while you may think that these guys have it easy, the truth is that they know a lot more about women than the average guy does. Here are 7 reasons why Sigma males ignore women. 1. Too many fake women. These days, it seems like everywhere you turn, there's another woman trying to impress you with her fake hair, fake eye color, and fake everything else. And while there's nothing wrong with a little bit of makeup, it's important to remember that beauty is only skin deep. Unfortunately, too many women rely on their looks to get by and neglect their personality altogether. They don't bother to develop any other aspects of their persona, and they come across as shallow and superficial. Society plays a big role in this, as women are constantly bombarded with messages that they need to look a certain way in order to be considered attractive. But at the end of the day, it's their decision because no one is forcing them to do it. However, most women would rather take the easy way out and just rely on their looks. Looks aren't everything, and Sigma males are not going to waste their time with a woman who's all surface and no substance. They want a well-rounded and interesting woman, not just someone who looks good on their arm. Of course, not all women are like this, but the majority are. And when you're constantly surrounded by fake women, it's easy to see why Sigma men would start to ignore them altogether. They'd prefer genuine and authentic women because those are the ones who will add something valuable to their lives. When it comes to women, Sigmas would rather have quality over quantity. 2. They are not desperate. One of the most obvious reasons why Sigma males ignore women is because they are not desperate. They don't feel the need to chase after every woman they see, because there are plenty of fish in the sea. Sigma men don't need to settle for just any woman. They can afford to be picky and choosy. While most men are out there desperately trying to score with any woman they can get their hands on, Sigmas are content to wait for the right one. This wait-and-see attitude often leads to better relationships in the long run, because both parties are more invested from the outset. 3. Some women are just not worth the hassle. While most men see women as a conquest, Sigma males see them as individuals. They are not afraid to call out BS when they see it, and they are not afraid to walk away from a woman who's not worth their time. There are plenty of women out there who are nothing but drama and hassle, and Sigma men have no problem ignoring them. They'd rather focus their energy on intelligent women because it's not worth it to try and change a drama queen. Not to mention, it's just plain exhausting, and Sigma men know they have better things to do with their time. Of course, this doesn't mean that they are perfect, they just know when it's time to move on. 4. Their life is seriously busy. When you have a job, family, friends, hobbies, and volunteer experiences, life can get overwhelmingly busy for some people. If you don't manage your time well, it can easily get away from you. And while some people might see this as an excuse to avoid social interaction, Sigma males use their busyness as a reason to focus on the things that are really important to them. They know they can't be everything to everyone, so they choose to focus their energy on the things that matter most. And in some cases, women just don't make the cut. This doesn't mean that Sigma men don't want a relationship, but they are not going to pursue one if it means sacrificing their other commitments. They'd rather have a few close friends and family members than a bunch of people in their lives who they don't really know or care about. The same goes for women. They would rather have one genuine woman in their life than a bunch of fake women with whom they don't really have a connection. 5. Their feelings are not reciprocated. Sigma men can spot a woman who's not interested in them from a mile away. And while some men might see this as a challenge, Sigmas know when it's time to move on. They are not going to waste their time chasing after someone who's not interested because it's never going to work out. In their mind, it's just not worth it. If you put your heart and soul into something and the other person doesn't reciprocate, it's only natural to feel upset and disappointed. Sigma males will never bet on something they know they are going to lose. This is why they are usually the ones who walk away first. They know when it's time to move on, and they are not afraid to do so. There's nothing worse than pouring your heart out to someone and having them not feel the same way about you. It's an unfortunate reality that we all have to face at some point or another, but it's especially difficult when it comes to romantic relationships. 6. Their standards are really high. Some people might see Sigma males as being picky or having unrealistic standards, but the truth is, they just know what they want. And in some cases, women simply don't measure up. Sigma men are looking for a woman who meets their standards in all areas of life, including intelligence, personality, looks, and more. They are not willing to settle for anything less because they know what they deserve. So if you're wondering why Sigma males seem to be ignoring women, it might be because they don't meet their standards. Some women might see this as being shallow or judgmental, but Sigmas would rather be alone than with someone who's not right for them. We often see too many people in relationships where they are not truly happy because they've settled for someone who's not a good match. This is why it's so important to know what you want. If you settle for less just to be in a relationship, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. Of course, there are always exceptions to the rule, and Sigma men might find themselves attracted to a woman who doesn't meet all of their standards. But in general, they are not going to pursue a relationship with someone who's not a good fit for them. Not because they just don't care, but because they know that it's not gonna work out in the long run. 7. They are not afraid to be single. Some men might see being single as a sign of failure, but Sigma males know that it's not always a bad thing. In fact, there are some benefits to being single that they quite enjoy. For example, they don't have to answer to anyone and they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. They can come and go as they please, and they don't have to worry about anyone else's needs or wants. Of course, being in a relationship has its own set of advantages, but Sigma males aren't afraid to be single. They know that it's not the end of the world, and they are perfectly content with their own company.